Welcome back to the stadium here in Chicago. We're between periods as the Penguins are meeting the Chicago Blackhawks. And with us right now, Barry Pederson of the Pens. And Barry, this year, getting a fresh start with the Penguins, starting right from training camp. It appears your legs are much stronger, and it appears you feel very comfortable on the ice right now.
Yeah, I do, Mike. I think I'm in a lot better condition hockey-wise than I was last year when I got here. I missed so much time the last year and a half, and then missing the 6 weeks before I got here, not playing hockey at all made it very difficult. But I think the whole team's excited this year about with Bob's acquisition coming here and with Scotty and everybody else. And I think that we're hoping that we can turn things around in Pittsburgh and make a consistent playoff team.
Barry, you've been through a lot of training camps in your day and different coaches and that. How would this one compare to others, and your thoughts maybe on Bob Johnson's methods?
Well, the one thing that, first of all, I think impressed you about Bob is his enthusiasm toward the game. He just loves hockey. You're walking around the airport or something, he'll grab you and start talking about hockey, and everyone's kind of trying to get away, because he keeps talking about it all the time, and he just loves the game so much. And also his approach toward teaching fundamentals, which at this level is the first time that I've had it taught that way to me that often, which I really enjoy, because a lot of times we go out there and you go over the systems, and sometimes your fundamentals, so your skating, your passing, your shooting will start to drift off, but with Bob, he really works on it.
You know, he is kind of an interesting gentleman, because he does stress so much the fundamentals, and he works at it so much. But, you know, really the fact of it is it all comes into play, because it's basically the same thing you'd have in a game, and if you're sharp doing that in practice, it usually carries over. Yeah,
for some reason, people, when they get to this level of hockey, feel that because you're a pro, now all of a sudden you know all the fundamentals. But if you don't constantly work on them, sometimes you're going to lose that sharpness, the keenness to winning hockey games.
And you know, the other thing is, too, when you teach kids, you tell them, do it over, and you're going to get better, and it still continues, I think, the rest of your life. All right, now, the situation that he has, both you and Mark Recchi, and you're seeing a lot more ice time as a result of it, and he's playing in a lot of certain special situations also.
Yeah, my job's going to be a lot of face-offs. Brian will be taking a lot of face-offs in our end, and killing penalties, and on the power play on the right side. So we get a lot of ice time, and hopefully, our team can improve every game out. I think we have to continue to work at our defensive play. It's not going to happen overnight. You can't just turn the tap off, and what happened in the last few years here. You have to work at things gradually, and I think with Bob, he keeps stressing it every day, our defensive play, our defensive coverage, our transition game. I think that with work and with Bob staying on top of us, we'll finally get to where we want to be.
You've mentioned that situation of working, but is there one key element that you think, Barry, that the team must improve on overall to be a real playoff contender? I think people pretty much concede that they're going to have a real shot at the playoffs, but what is that one ingredient you think that the club may need right now to really get over the hump?
Well, I think the one ingredient is team defense. I think if you look at all championship teams we've talked about before, regardless if it's the 49ers or the Bruins or whoever, even Edmonton last year, people forgot how good a defensive hockey team they had as a team, not just one or two guys, but I mean a team defense. You watch the good teams win game in and game out, they have maybe 20, 25 shots. Of those 25 shots against, maybe 5 of them are quality shots. I think that's what we have to do as a team, and because throughout an 80-game schedule and into the playoffs, your offense is going to be up and down depending on injuries, depending on how guys are going individually, hot and cold, but team defense must be strong every night.
We got about a minute, 45 seconds to a minute left. Talked a lot about hockey, but your off-season was pretty eventful, too. You did a lot of things this off-season.
Well, I try and stay busy. I try and get my brain active. Sometimes in our sport, with all our traveling, as you well know, it's we pretty well go to cities and we rest and have to get ready for hockey games. So I go to school and try and work on myself, get things going, and prepare for that day where I have to retire. And unfortunately, I've talked to every player who has retired. Always says it comes earlier than they want it to come. So I always try and prepare for that day. And then my wife, she's a marathon runner and a runner, so I have to make sure I'm there to try and help her, support her like she supports me throughout the winter.
Still can't beat her, can you?
No, definitely not. Don't even try. It's safer for our marriage if I stay out of it.
All right. Barry Pederson's been our special guest. Thanks a lot, Barry.
Okay, thanks, Mike.
All right. Be sure to join us next time for King's Face Off, brought to you by King's Family Restaurants. And remember, next time, make it King's.